What's this red line about? Well, I don't know if you can see this, but I wear this bracelet that says, eat to the left of the red line. I didn't always know PowerPoint, and sometimes I think I still don't because I have such a hard time delivering it. But many times I would have a client come to me in person for one-on-one coaching for weight loss. And the presentation that I'm giving to you now, I would basically give to the client in person on a large, dry, white erase board. And I would teach them everything that I'm trying to articulate to you today. I had given the complete presentation, and afterwards, the client scratched her head and quizzically looked at me and said, well, what am I supposed to eat? And out of frustration, I took a red Sharpie and drew a vertical line, and I said, just eat to the left of the red line. And so I'm going to talk about what eating to the left of the red line means right now. And I'm going to show you what kinds of foods you can eat to the left of the red line. But first, I want to tell you, but thanks to the research of people like Dr. Rolls, it was discovered that if you keep the average calorie density of the food you eat to 567 calories per pound a day, and we can round up to 600, which are the foods that I'm showing you right now to the left of the red line, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, that almost everyone can eat what's called ad libitum, as much as they want, as often as they want, whenever they want, as long as they're these foods, and as long as you're not dousing them in chemicals like sugar, oil, flour, alcohol, or salt. Most people will find that they can do this. Now, again, comfortably full means I'm satisfied, not I'm Thanksgiving full and want to throw up. And so if you're somebody that likes to eat and not have to worry about portion control simply by changing what you eat, you're not going to have to worry anymore about when you eat or why you eat or how much you eat. And it might be worthy to do an experiment for a few weeks of just eating to the left of the red line, because I will tell you, I've never seen it not work. And I have worked both in person and online with thousands of clients now. So what can you eat to the left of the red line? Because I know a lot of people, I'm just going to be eating steamed Brussels sprouts. Well, nope. So this is a picture of my last year's Thanksgiving dinner. There's so much there. There's a stuffed acorn squash with an apple and wild rice stuffing. There's all kinds of vegetables. In back right, we have a sweet potato pie, and we have all kinds of roasted vegetables and air fried potatoes. A lot of these pictures I took at Rancho La Puerta, where I actually have the privilege of teaching hands-on cooking, and they don't know anything about calorie density, let me tell you, but they love the food. This is the five-star resort, #1 in the world, Condé Nast, and they're eating my food to the left of the red line, and they don't even know it. What we're showing you here on the right front is bodacious beet salad. On the left is oven roasted ratatouille, and on the back right are pesto stuffed mushrooms. These are my famous smoky sweet potato burgers, which are incredible and will rival any bean burger, beet burger, or meat burger. And they're easy to make and they freeze great. Here we have the magnificent millet medley, the Goldhammer McDougall sweet potato stack, cauliflower bisque. Again, this is another version of the bodacious beet salad, which has beets and mango and arugula, and it's unbelievable. Here we have one of my favorite breakfasts or desserts. It's so good. Balsamic Dijon roasted glazed Brussels sprouts. The little muffins you see are actually carrot cake. I call them cram muffins, and oven roasted ratatouille. Even restaurants do serve left of the red line food. I spent lots of times working with restaurants in LA to take the oil out of the food and have more vegan options. There is a restaurant in Los Angeles, Oregon, and Washington called Sharky's, where they created an AJ bowl and plate, which is completely to the left of the red line. It's steamed broccoli, pinto or black beans, brown rice. It's all organic, no oil, over a bed of salad greens. And you can get it with corn tortillas if you like, and of course, pico de gallo salsa. Now, this restaurant unfortunately closed during the pandemic, but you may have remembered the Supplantation chain or Sweet Tomatoes. What a perfect way to eat to the left of the red line. I would get a huge salad with beans and peas, a baked potato or a baked sweet potatoes with salsa and chives and fruit for dessert, and that would be my first pass at the buffet. Those places never made any money on me. This was taken 2019 at the Holistic Holiday at Sea Cruise, not to be in this presentation, just because people cannot believe that the more I eat, the smaller I get, because I understand calorie density. And you can see, even though there's a huge serving of a, quote, fried rice on my plate, about 2/3 of my plate is non-starchy vegetables. This was taken to me when I was participating in the McDougall program. Again, This is eat more, weigh less at its finest. All right. So now, Americans eat less than 92% of their calories from more than 92% of their calories from animal products and processed food. So what are most Americans eating most of their calories from that is making so many people suffer from the battle of the bulge? So let's go over that now. All right, so this next food group is 750 calories per pound, and it's healthy. It's avocados. Now, avocado, if you're going to eat fat, is a wonderful source of monounsaturated fat. And I'm not telling you not to eat it. But what I am telling you that as far as fruit goes, it's extremely calorically dense compared to all the other fruits. And the problem is it is so creamy and luscious, it's delicious. A lot of people that I've worked with can't moderate the use of some of these higher fat, high calorie foods. Now, with avocado, I ask people when I'm doing this live and they'll shout out, what do you think a serving of avocado is? And a lot of people say a half. They'll sometimes say 2, 1, a fourth. So I went on the website of the people that grow the avocados and sell the avocados that ostensibly want you to buy them and eat as many as you can, the California Avocado Commission. And believe it or not, they said that a serving of avocado was 1/5 of a medium avocado. Now, if you can take a ripe, luscious avocado, cut it into 5 segments, eat one, and save the rest for the next 4 days, you probably don't need this presentation. But a lot of us just can't do that. So again, I'm not telling you not to eat avocado. I'm just telling you that compared to a lot of the whole plant foods, they are calorically dense. Now, the next group of foods, in my opinion, are red, and I don't think anyone needs to be eating them, but especially people that struggle with food addiction or are trying to lose weight. And these are the refined complex carbohydrates and dairy products. And this is how I like to think of this food, because this is what made me so fat and sick throughout most of my life: sugar and flour. And I was vegan. Now, in this food group, we have ice cream, which is about 1,200 calories per pound, whether it's vegan or not. We have bread or flour products, which are about 1,400 to 1,500 calories per pound. We have cheese, which is about 1,600 calories per pound. And then we have sugar, which is 1,800 calories per pound. Now, most Americans eat over 150 pounds of sugar per person per year. Now, I haven't eaten any sugar since July 6, 2003, so probably somebody is eating my share. And what that means that most people are consuming about 900 calories a day for something that isn't a food. And sugar has been linked with every disease process, from cancer to diabetes to tooth decay. And I don't think anyone living in the world today recognizes sugar as a health food. You know, when you think about beets, sugar beets are about 195 calories per pound. But again, just like the example I showed you with the fruit, when you process them into sugar, now it's 9 times more calorically dense, and you remove the most important components, the fiber and the water. You know, most people, whether they eat sugar or not, will admit that sugar is not good for us. You know, we have research now that shows in brain scans and MRIs that sugar is more addictive than cocaine and heroin. But if you try to take away bread or flour products from people, they basically tell you you're un-American, because bread, after all, is the staff of life. We break bread with people. And I'm not telling you not to eat bread or that it's unhealthy, but I'm telling you where weight loss is concerned, it is simply too calorically dense for most people to continue eating and lose weight. You know, I had previously mentioned my mentor, Dr. Doug Lisle, the co-author of The Pleasure Trap, who is an evolutionary psychologist. And he talks about how our species, the human species, evolved eating a diet that had an average calorie density of 700 calories per pound. There was no bread in the Stone Age, and even civilizations that ate bread weren't able to grind the flour like they are now. You know, I mentioned before that our stomachs are about the size of a cantaloupe and hold about a liter of food, 4.22 cups. Now, I can easily fill my stomach with some cooked brown rice, which I often do. That's about 500 calories or about 2.5 cups, and I would feel full, activating my mechanisms of satiation. But if I take that brown rice and grind it into brown rice flour to make a gluten-free bread or dessert, I would now need 3 times as much, 1,500 calories, to fill the same space in my tank. The other problem with grinding grains in the flour is this: people that are susceptible and vulnerable to the effects of food addiction. For us, sugar and flour go through the same refining process as drugs and alcohol. And for us, it creates an opiate-like effect in the brain, and it is more drug-like than food-like. But for anyone, when you take a whole grain and cut it with a sharp blade, you now have what's known as a broken grain. And a broken grain has an increased surface area, which means that when you eat it, you have increased absorption in the intestines. And when that happens, your blood sugar gets raised more quickly. And when that happens, your insulin also gets raised more quickly. And as I had mentioned before, insulin is the hormone responsible for driving fat into the cells. So just a recap of the calorie density of these food groups. And I will tell you that the many people I've worked with, all food addiction lies in this group: the refined complex carbohydrates, the sugar, the flour, the dairy, and the alcohol. Now, I don't have time to go in depth about why dairy is so addictive, so I would recommend you look at the work of Dr. Colin Campbell, the China study, or Dr. Neil Barnard, the cheese trap, because dairy is a food for our own species to drink only when we're an infant, but it has an opiate-like effect in the brain as well. And so all the food addiction lies in this category of foods, which I don't even feel should be called foods because they're processed foods. They're not found in nature. They weren't eaten throughout most of human history. And even if you could argue that they're healthful for somebody that is suffering with excess weight, they are too calorically dense to lose weight eating. So now we're going to do some visual examples. Again, these jars are 4 cups. And remember, I said our stomachs hold about 4.22 cups. The jar on the right will have 400 calories. The jar on the left is potatoes, because potatoes are my favorite food and I compare everything to potatoes, but I couldn't even fit 400 calories of potatoes in that jar. Now, on the right, we have 400 calories of cheese, 400 calories of maple syrup, 400 calories of flour. This is how I feel about that food group. I don't think anyone should be eating those foods, and especially not children, whether you're vegan or not. You know, back in the day, we used to have refrigerators that you could put a magnet on, and I used to sell these for people so that they would think twice before eating those foods.